Hello everybody. In this video I'd like to talk about what I'm going to call the shaft killer move. So let's dive in. So here we are on gears, and what I'd like to show you here is how two different ways of swinging completely affect the shaft in two different ways. So on the left we got our amateur guy, and on the right we got a tour average. Just showing this because it's really two complete opposites. So I'm just going to start off with our amateur on the left here in the red, and he's obviously been told to turn. So he's going to start turning very early. Everything's opening up nice and early here, and basically going up with a very flat swing plane and a club face which is going to be quite closed at the top here. So everything's really very flat, lots of turning going on, and a closed club face. Now we compare this to our tour average. It's going to be a much more sort of vertical in plane sort of backswing with a much more neutral club head. And what I wanted to show you here is basically what's that's going to do to the shaft. So if we look at our guy on the left here in the red, you can see that the path deflection here is already 60 millimeters of lag deflection, i.e. that club head is behind the shaft at this stage. I'm just going to put this face on, a little bit easier to see this way. So we've got 60 millimeters, 61 millimeters of negative path deflection here. Well, that's basically what we're looking for. We're looking for some negative or lag deflection in the downswing, not at the top of the backswing. So we compare this with our tour average here. We've got 3 millimeters of negative deflection. Now, because he's created all this lag deflection here, now what's going to happen, and he's turned so much, he's now going to lose this angle. So this angle here is between the left forearm and the shaft. So he's now going to start casting the other way. So he was at 95 here, and he's going to cast the other way when we get to left arm parallel. It's going to cast it away to 110. Now, if we look at our tour up here, he's going to do the opposite. We're at 85, and that's now going to diminish. So he's loading this shaft now, creating this lag. This angle has decreased, and that's going to have an effect on the shaft. So if you look at the shaft now, it's now at 21, 22 millimeters of negative or lag deflection. And this guy has come from 60, and it's now going backwards. It's going the other opposite direction. So we just keep going down here now. He's still throwing this away. All the energy basically is being lost here. And by the time he gets down to the ball, it's going to go in completely the opposite direction now. I'm going to end up with, I think it was almost 70 millimeters of, 70 millimeters of positive or lead deflection now. So we've gone from 60 millimeters of lag deflection to 70 millimeters of lead deflection. And basically all the energy that he could have generated has been lost somewhere in this area here while he was being casting the shaft away here. So this is all due to turning way too early and then just casting the shaft away here. So all the energy he could have stored up has basically been lost in this area, and by the time he gets down to the ball, there's nothing left. So 70 millimeters of positive deflection or lead deflection is obviously going to increase the loft, and that's going to decrease ball speed, increase launch angle, and increase spin. So everything basically to hit the ball shorter. So this is definitely not what we want. So we just go for our Tour Pro again. We're going to see that he's going to increase even more this lag deflection. And by the time we come back now, he can now release this, and this energy is then going to be transferred into the ball. So he's going to come down, and it's going to go from 30 to 30 negative or 30 lag deflection into 30 lead deflection. So all this energy is now being transferred into the ball. So two completely different ways of swinging it, and that's the way they're swinging it is going to affect the way the shaft works. Hope this video has helped you understand a bit more how a shaft should work, and I'll see you all very soon for some more videos.